Hey, what's up, my little Tattle Tells? How are you guys doing today? Well, if you're on the internet, there are so many rumors going around Shanquella Robinson. I just wanted to touch base with you guys, touch grass, and actually see what we have. You guys, first of all, and I'm going to play the audio. There's a lot of people saying Shanquella Robinson's boyfriend said that Dejanay was arrested. First of all, the Mexican Attorney General, Mr. De La Rosa, has said the arrest warrant has been issued. They did say that it was for a woman. However, that name is being held private. Listen, it's not that the arrest warrant didn't have a name on it. It had a name. They just don't want us to know it. The family has not publicly said. And this audio that I'm going to play of the boyfriend in an interview when he was saying that it was Dejanay is all cap. I have the interview. I'll play it for you. You guys, he said that an arrest warrant has been issued, but even he said out of his own mouth, he doesn't know who it is. There's also a video circulating when Winter Donovan was talking. However, the authorities have said that they do not believe that is Winter Donovan. That is some sort of deep fake. It makes sense too, because think about it. We're going to play Shanquella's boyfriend because I wanted you guys to actually hear the audio where he says he doesn't know who was arrested, but he knows an arrest warrant. He also goes on to say that he's learning about it the same way we have, off of the internet. That lets you know the family is not keeping them privy to things, not because they don't trust them, of course not. But when there is a murder investigation, when people start running scared, when even the authorities want to keep who the warrant for is secret, so everybody starts getting scared and maybe contacts them and starts telling on each other, the authorities always tell you, even in America with the investigators, please keep this to yourself. We don't want to alert the wrongdoers of what they can be doing, okay? But when you think about the Winter Donovan audio that's out, it's actually the perfect deep fake. Why is that? Because you can say that's Winter. She never shows her face, right? She never does this. She never does that. It's just audio. No one is going to come out and say that's not Winter, because the next question is, how you know that's not Winter? And then they'll be like, oh, because she told me. Well, if mama told you, where's she at? Because we're looking for her. Do you see what I'm saying? Winter cannot come out and say, that's not me, because everybody would be like, girl, drop your location, drop your address, right? And the friends can't come out and say, I know for a fact that's not Winter, because Winter would have had to tell them, and Winter is in hiding, okay? Also, we are looking at the charges they are facing in Mexico with the homicide laws. Go look at my last video. I get into it. However, as one of you guys pointed out, this isn't just capital murder. This is femicide. There was legislation. Femicide used to carry between 40 and 60 years in Mexico. And I'm going to tell you why it's femicide, because it is an affected relationship. We're going to get into what that is. However, in 2005, legislators in Mexico voted to raise the maximum for femicide by 5 years. So it is now carrying between 45 and 65 years because of the affected relationship. We will get into what that is later in the video. You guys, buckle up. We got some facts, we got some receipts, and what's more, we have some Mexican legal. You're going to get a deep dive into how things work in the Mexican legal system. If you want a deep dive into how the trial's going to go and what they're looking at, please go watch my last video. I have a Shanquella playlist where I actually kind of just dive into everything that's being said and kind of sort through and be like, okay, are there any facts to support it? Either support that it's BS or either support it that it happened. But as of today, and I stand firm on saying this, it might change, but as of today, November 25th, an arrest warrant has been issued. No one has been taken into custody. No one knows, well, at least Shanquella's boyfriend, out of his own mouth, I'm going to play this audio, knows who was arrested. There was a name on the arrest warrant and also the red file that they issued. If you want to know what a red file is, please go, but it is dealing with Interpol. Please go look at that my last video. I do a deep dive. A red file was issued. The FBI agreed to extradite. They are going to be standing trial in a Mexico trial. Now, okay, there is a name on the arrest warrant, but due to the ongoing investigation and how sensitive it is and how it looks like we are dealing with a cover-up, how it looks like we're dealing with a cover-up, you guys, they're declining to say, and this is directly from the Attorney General of Mexico, Mr. De La Rosa, they are declining to say whose name is on the warrant, but a warrant has been issued. It is unclear on whether they told Shanquella Robinson's family whose name is on the warrant, but it is evident out of her boyfriend's mouth. He does not know. And that tape that Winter Donovan is talking cold-hearted, I mean, I agree. She probably is sitting there being as cold as ice. However, that has been said to be a fake, and the Mexican authorities are not taking it seriously. Again, it's just a voice. Winter can't dispute, because if she does, we're going to be like, cool, drop that Addy. Okay, so anyway, let's get into her boyfriend. Now, just to let you guys know, this interview is an exclusive from all Viral Access Media. He does also have an exclusive Patreon. Also, I never want to take money out of a fellow YouTuber's mouth. I'm just going to play you a small clip. This interview is actually 16 minutes long. I'm only going to play you a small piece so you can hear. If you want to hear the full interview, please go to All Access Media to listen. Anyway, here we go. And you guys listen closely, okay? Just listen.
They just made an arrest on one of them too, so.
Oh, they just made an arrest?
Yeah, so they just made me give you a more even call, so I was just like, fuck it, I can't give you the first person I reach out to, why not?
Okay, well, hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me get my...
Now, this is what had everybody going crazy. They made an arrest. Shanquella's boyfriend said somebody was arrested. No one has been taken into custody yet. No one. This can be confirmed from CNN, ABC News, and more importantly, the Attorney General of Mexico, right? Mexico, Baja Sur, California, Baja Sur. The Attorney General, Mr. De La Rosa, has said that the red file and the extradition has been issued, and a warrant for that person's arrest has been issued, but no one has been taken into custody. That is why they had to put in the red file, because they could not immediately locate them. A red file is Interpol. It is not just to the America. It is a warrant, and basically all hands on deck to every country, saying these people, this person or these people are wanted criminals, and that's what you go through passport control. Because it's annoying when they're checking your passport and they're like, where you been, for how long, who you visiting, okay, right? And they let you go. But the real reason you have to stop there is because all red files, the Interpol warrants come up, and they can stop you at the borders, whether you're going or coming. But let's continue.
My pen, shit. Yeah. Is it public yet about the arrest?
It's supposed to be in like now.
Oh shit.
Now he does say it's about to be now. This is another reason why I think people got thrown off, because if you listen further into the interview, and I'm going to play the important parts that I want to talk about, but go on to all Viral Access Media and listen to the whole interview. He does say later on the interview that he found out about it on the internet. He found out about it on the internet, not through Shanquella's family. He is finding out information as we do. This is not to say that there's any drama between him and Shanquella's family. No, but this is a homicide investigation. And we all know from watching True Detective, and also just in life, right? When they are investigating something so serious, they play their cards close to their chest, and it is on a need-to-know basis. Right now, Shanquella's boyfriend, he is not a husband. Shanquella's boyfriend does not need to know.
All right, so go ahead. I'm gonna shut up.
I wanted to talk to you about, I saw you, I don't know if that was you or not. I was looking at some shit on Facebook or whatnot. I mean, I think I might have been scrolling through my Instagram. You were just saying all type of shit that I was going through my head. And I'm like, damn, it's crazy. It's like, it's crazy how this man, knows what's going through.
Now, right now, I'm just, he's talking about how he thought it was crazy. He thought it was crazy that Khalil was standing in front of his face, 2 feet from him, lying to his face. Let's go.
What the fuck going through my head? You know what I'm saying? Just little shit like that, though. But
right. Okay, can I just ask you a question
Pay
off rip?
attention.
Because I have to let you know. Is it okay to record right now or not? Let me know, and I will not do it. Since we already on the phone, and whatever you want taken out, I will do it. That's how I get down.
It don't matter, man. It don't matter. I'm in good spirits right now. I say fuck it. I'll be like, nah, let's get an understanding first and let's talk about it. But then we put it on, know what I'm saying? But yeah, it don't matter. It's up to you, boss man. I'm with you though.
All right, man. I definitely appreciate you. Well, so listen, wow. I'm fucking excited for some fucking reason, but anyway,
Okay, hold on. The important
word. But in all seriousness, though, so you said there was arrest that was made. Who got?
Now, just really quick, pay attention. He said, so in all seriousness, you said there was an arrest that was made. As this interview goes on, you see the boyfriend is interchanging arrest with warrant. No one has actually been taken into custody. He admits that later on. It's not that he's lying. He's just interchasing words because, as you can see, he's full of adrenaline. He's full of adrenaline, and he feels like justice is finally happening. He reached out to his friend first to give him the news.
Locked up.
I'm not sure at the moment. It's literally coming in as we speak.
Word. But
if you guys did not hear, he says, I'm not sure at the moment. There's information coming in as we speak. He has given no other exclusive interviews. CNN, ABC News, and of course, the Mexican Attorney General, Mr. De La Rosa, has all said that person's name has not been released and they do not have anybody in custody. Okay? So unless you see someone, and again, okay, Shanquella's parents had not commented on the name of the person that has been arrested. And it is unclear on whether they even share it with Shanquella's parents because, again, this is an ongoing investigation. But let's get into this mess. Hold on. Listen very closely. We'll rewind it.
In all seriousness, though, so you said there was arrest that was made. Who got locked up?
I'm not sure at the moment. It's literally coming in as we speak. Like warrants being made, everything, all that, everything.
Did you hear him? He said, I'm not sure as we speak. Warrants are being made. Again, he's not trying to deceive us. His adrenaline's flowing, but he is using the word arrest and warrant interchangeably. He is correct. Warrants have been issued. No arrests have been made, and he does not know. He does not know, and it's unclear whether even her parents know whose name is on that arrest warrant. And this is as of November 25th.
It's basically getting into effect as of today.
So what did you mean when you said that you let him out of your sight and he lied to your face? Was this before she went on the trip, or this is when they came back that you let him walk out your sight?
This is the day.
Okay, so the interview goes on. It is a 16-minute interview. He also has a Patreon. Please go support him doing this thing. He bought his information. But I just wanted to bring that to clarify for what's been going on the internet. Again, we all won. And the thing is, I'm not acting like I know everything, okay? I'm assimilating information in real time, just like everyone else. But I see how that rumor that Dejanay was arrested or her name was on the warrant came about. I don't know who threw Dejanay's, but even her own boyfriend admits he doesn't know. And I've scoured, I've looked in credible sources. I went over to the Mexican side, baby. They're reporting this more than we are. ABC News, Good Morning America, CNN, everybody's covering the case. There is no name that was given. However, there is a name on the warrant. They are just keeping it quiet. I think, and this is just my opinion, that the authorities in Mexico are hoping that they turn the lights on and everybody starts scattering and turns against each other. Do you see what I'm saying? Which is a good theory. Now let's get into what's going on with the femicide. Why are they calling this a femicide? For a couple of reasons, okay? Now, under Article 304 of the Mexican Federal Penal Code, an injury, it is homicide because there was an injury that resulted from people's actions. And get this, even though a lot of people like to say, oh my God, well, she was alive when the doctor came. The Mexican government says the doctor, the police, and that authority, he works for the local government, that let those people leave within hours of a death without even keeping them until the autopsy was over. They are saying they lied. Their autopsy that the Mexican government said, right? The autopsy that the Mexican government said has her death at 3 p.m. As you know, and they said it was from a spinal cord injury, and she died within 15 minutes of that spinal cord injury. So they are estimating that she died around the spinal cord injury happened around 2:45 p.m. She died at 3 p.m. How can they be so sure? Because your internal body temperature tells the time of death as much as a bunch of other stuff in medical autopsies. I'm not going to get into CSI, but this is what the federal government found. The police report that everybody's saying, oh my God, she looks like she's alive. That police report, they are saying the Mexican government, it is a lie. It is a fabricated story. There is no way on God's green earth she could have been alive. Also, police reports are nothing but hearsay. They have not been verified. It's only what the doctor says, right? Only what the doctor and the witnesses on hand tell the police. They are not fact. They can be full of lies. It's only a record of what the police on the scene said, and the Mexican government is saying that the doctor and everybody else in that police report lied. There's no way in heck that can happen, right? So a lot of people were saying, well, let's just say she was alive. So what if the doctor was the one that made her neck stop moving her around? However, under Article 304 of the Mexican Federal Penal Code, an injury is considered fatal, even if the injured party could have avoided death by receiving timely aid. So again, let's just say you walk up to somebody, knock their block off, they fall and hit their head. You call the doctor messes up aid. You're still responsible for that homicide. Why? Because even if a competent doctor could have administered and could have given them aid that would have helped them live, you were the one that delivered the blow that led to the injury that caused death. So that's why they are looking. So there is one. So of course, the person that delivered that blow, it could be Alyssa, because the family says that they have a second tape that shows all three girls squaring up with her. Could be Alyssa, could be Dejanay, it could be Winter. All right. One of you guys delivered the fatal blow. However, the other ones are not off the hook. Let's get into why did they classify this a femicide, right? Because they do have another thing under the penal code. Article 308 of Mexico's federal penal code says that if you commit homicide during a fight, whether inadvertently or otherwise, you'll face up to 12 years in prison. That's it. 12 years in prison. Now, here's the thing. The penalty for committing homicide in a fight can be compounded with other things you did. If you're charged with other instances, such as if you were under the influence of drugs, if you drugged that person, if you robbed them, if you stole. So that point can go up. However, the police were so smart to charge with femicide because femicide has a minimum 45 to a maximum of 65. It used to be 40 to 60 years. However, in 2005, Mexico legislators, in an effort to curb violence against women in Mexico, they raised it by 5 years. Now, how do you say femicide? Because a lot of people were saying that femicide, right, is when a woman is R-word, right? When the woman is R-word, or when the woman is R-word before or after, or when it's a domestic violence incident. And everybody's like, okay, well, she wasn't violated, thank God. I mean, I don't know if that's a blessing, but at least we can say that because it's crazy. And also, it wasn't a DV case. However, under Article 325 of the Federal Penal Code, right? It is worth noting that if there is an affected relationship, that counts as femicide. What is an affected relationship? An affected relationship, affected, affective, AFFECTIVE, or affected, refers to interpersonal relationships that fulfill personal needs for emotional interactions with specific people in our lives, including family, community, tribe, and this is important, colleagues. These relationships include the need for giving and receiving emotional support, attention, and supportive and or nurturing behavior. Why is that so important? Because the mom said that, and the boyfriend also co-signed, that the only real friend she had there was Khalil. Khalil was her BFF, went on vacations with the family. He was cool with the boyfriend. It is unclear on whether Khalil is straight or not. The boyfriend says in that interview, go watch the whole interview, he acted like real feminine. And the guy was like, you mean like he was, you know, gay or something? And he was like, yeah. Like that's the vibe he put off. But he didn't sound like he knew for sure. Not saying he is or isn't. I just want to put that out there. That is actual information. However, the mom said that Khalil was her BFF. However, the other people that were on the trip, she knew from college. So she was cool with them, but she didn't know them very well. I believe that does fall under being either community or at the very least, or at the very most, they are colleagues. That relates, that other criteria you need, the need for giving and receiving either emotional support, attention, or supportive and or nurturing behavior. Well, baby, isn't that what a friend's trip is? You go on a trip. Well, at least in real life, right? You go on a trip to bond with others, to have others, to be there for each other emotionally, and to have emotional, happy experiences with other people. Boom! They got them under the section for femicide. Sorry to anybody that was wearing earbuds, but I just had to do that, right? Again, Article 325, they fit in the femicide. With that, the Mexican prosecutors did a beautiful thing. They could have said it was homicide during a fight or an attack. Again, they could have said that, but it carries a much lower sentence. They looked at the scenario and found the harshest penalty they could give. Why did they do that? Because it's simple. Tourism is huge in Mexico, just like tourism is huge in America. You cannot have tourism from your biggest country. American tourists make up the largest section of tourism in Mexico, right? You cannot have the largest section demographic of tourists in your country from one of the wealthiest nations in the world be afraid to go down there. Not for just what will happen down there, because every place is unsafe, right? If you go to the wrong area, every place in the world can be, but also to the fact that it will turn into a no man's land where you can go down there, not come back. And everybody's like, well, let's get back to doing our parties and Instagram Live. They have to show that they are taking, when a crime is committed, not only will they do what they can to make sure to foreigners that crimes are not committed, but when it is committed, there is some type of follow-up and harsh things. So they send a message to everybody that thinks they can come down to Mexico and do this F-ish, right? They send a message to everyone that not on my watch, not at this time. We don't, no, you will be dealt with, and you will be dealt with in the most harsh manner. Now, let's get into the other charges that the friends could be facing. It's important to note that in Mexico, homicide laws are a lot different than what's in America. I do a whole video about the actual legal case. Did you know in the legal case, it's not argued in front of the judge? You do not get a jury, and everything is argued on paper. Everything is argued on paper. The attorneys, defense, and prosecution have to literally go in and support and do everything they can via paper. So, yeah, I don't know. It's not looking good. You can't even get a Johnny Cochran-like attorney and plead your case, okay? Now, out of every 100 homicides in Mexico, only 5 of them lead to conviction. It's important to notice. But they're also adding in homicides from cartel deaths too, which are a completely different animal. However, those 5 people, that 5% out of 100 that's convicted are dealt with harshly. They are not, I would hope not, whoever's arrested in that group are not protected by any illegal cartels. Not that there's legal, but you know what I'm saying. They're not protected by any big money. they're not protected by anything. And the tourism industry needs to be an example should and will, it looks like, be made out of this, especially with the international attention that's on this case. But you know what? Should have thought about that. But let's get into this. It's important to know, right? That the death penalty in Mexico was abolished in 2005. Not only that, they believe in rehabilitation. They believe that, yes, you did something bad, but that does not believe that your first instinct might be to throw them away for life. But there's a chance that by serving their time, they actually could come back out as a better person. But baby, from what I heard about Mexican jails, good luck. It's going to be the Hunger Games. If you get out of there, you're going to be playing like tribute to Cell DC4. I pledge this tribute. Anyway, get into, also, Mexico's laws on homicide ensure perpetrators with more power pay more for their crime. That's why public servants that commit homicides are charged accordingly. Similarly, those in a position of advantage, and this goes to Shanquella directly, those in position of advantage over their victims, such as armed and or physically powerful offenders, are giving heavier penalties for committing homicides than others. So the fact that you have that video, and Shanquella is just like, oh, it breaks my heart, just sitting there. Like, she sounds like they gave her something. There's also penalties if they gave her something and she was drugged, right? But we don't know that. We have to wait for the autopsy. I'm just saying. But the fact that we can clearly see that those people, she refused to fight back. To me, it looks like she couldn't even. The fact that they lorded their brute force over her and literally just took that, it really breaks my heart. That also will show that they will get the full strength of the law like they can. It's sad. It's sad. Oof. But let's actually get back into this, because too many tears have shed. The time for crying's over. It's time for action. So when it comes to fatal homicides, right? There's also, let's get into this. Sorry. The homicide during the park. There's, presumption of premeditation. This is important. And this will be important if the other friends are charged, if the autopsy shows that she was drugged in a way to make her easy prey for those vicious people to hurt her. They said, in Mexico, how do you know if a homicide is premeditated? It's important because it dictates whether a person, according to Article 315 of the Mexican Federal Penal Code, premeditation is presumed when the perpetrator intentionally commits a homicide after reflecting on the crime. That means you thought about it. It could have been for a second, but you thought about it. But look, it's not just thinking. It can also come under actions. They said, in addition, if a homicide has occurred due to a flood, fire, explosives like mines or grenades, it's considered premeditated. Okay, fine. I just had to put that in there because I don't know. I thought that was it. Okay, forget it. No time for jokes. But they say homicides involving the use of poison, intoxicants such as alcohol, suffocation, or even STDs, venereal contagion, are also considered premeditated. In all those instances, the penalty is 30 to 60 years in prison. That means they keep saying she was drinking, she couldn't fight back. If they can prove in any way that they intoxicated her with alcohol or any type of drugs, anything that puts her under any type of influence, baby, the rest of them will be there with 3 to 60 years. There's also, of course, crimes that if you are an accessory, if you cover up, if you lie to the police, they have lesser things. But baby, these are the biggest catch-alls, and this is the way we can take down the Cabo 6. Anyway, my little Tattle Tells. If you guys want more information, please, I invite you to go to my channel and look at the playlist. Thank you so much for giving all the time. Just wanted to come and clear up things, and I will talk to you later. Bye.